All right, and then bring your feet together side by side now. So here, activate your foot lock, add in pelvic floor and the lower belly. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Good, exhale, right hand to your thigh. Inhale, stretch the left arm up. Exhale, bump your hips left, keep stretching up to the ceiling. So here, notice your foot lock, notice pelvic floor, notice the lower belly. Feel like you're stretching up more than you're stretching to the side. And then inhale, turn your head to your left. Hold here as you exhale. Inhale, both arms stretch up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up. Again, notice the 3 lower locks, the feet, pelvic floor, lower belly. Send your hips to the right and feel like you're stretching up more than you're stretching to the side. Inhale, turn your head to the right. Hold here as you exhale. One more time, inhale, both arms stretch up. Exhale, right hand down. This time we're gonna add a little movement. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, bump your hips left, keep stretching up. Good, and now inhale, turn the head up. Keep the feet, pelvic floor, lower belly active. Exhale, bend your left elbow to the left ribs, turn your head down to the right. Inhale, left arm over the head, keep the legs nice and strong. Hold here as you exhale. Inhale, both arms stretch up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, bump your hips right, keep stretching up. Inhale, turn the head up. Exhale, bend the right elbow to the ribs, look down to your left. Inhale, right arm over the head. Hold here as you exhale. Inhale, both arms stretch up. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold, lay the belly on the thighs. Inhale as you lift up, halfway lengthen. Exhale, step it back to tabletop position. In your tabletop, make sure your hands are shoulder width apart. Look down at your arms and make sure your arms are parallel to each other and not too wide like the letter V or too close together like this, okay? So here, rotate the hands so the creases of the wrist are even, and this is important because this affects how much weight goes into our wrists. And we want the weight to be evenly distributed. So look at the creasing of the wrist, rotate the hands until the creases are even, and then activate your hand lock. So walk your hands forward a couple of inches first. Activate the base of the fingers, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then grip the floor with the fingertips. Let's take a couple of cat and cows in this position. Inhale, tuck your toes, lift your tailbone up, stretch your heart forward. And then exhale, point the toes, rounding your spine. Couple more, inhale, tuck your toes, lift your tailbone up, stretch your heart forward. And then exhale, point the toes, rounding the spine. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. And then last one, inhale. Good, coming back to center, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So take a moment here, push down evenly. So notice if one arm wants to work more than the other, just try to feel out both arms and try to activate both arms evenly. Bending your knees, keep your hand locked on, send your hips way back, and then press the heels down toward the floor. You can pedal out the feet a little bit. Maybe shake your head, maybe look left, look right. Good. And now in your down dog with your knees bent, hips back, just go ahead and shift your hips left to right. So kind of like you're wagging a tail here. Good. All right, and then on your next exhale, look between your hands, step the right foot forward and the left foot forward. Feet hip width, inhale as you lift up, halfway lengthen. Exhale as you bend your knees, forward fold, lay the belly on your thighs. Push down through the feet, inhale, come up all the way, circle the arms out and up. Good. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more set, inhale, circle the arms out and up. Exhale, bend your elbows like a cactus, send your hips forward. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold, lay the belly on the thighs. Inhale as you lift up, halfway lengthen. Exhale, step it back to tabletop position. Set up the same position that you did, hands about shoulder width. And then this time, separate the shoulder blades here, so feel like you're pushing the floor away. And slide the shoulders gently down. Now, those of you who have chronic neck tension, this is gonna be important. Every time we put weight in the arms in plank, you're gonna separate the shoulder blades and hug them down toward your hips. Keep this action, engage pelvic floor, lower belly, and then step back to full plank pose. In your full plank, draw your kneecaps up. Exhale, bend your knees, downward facing dog. You're gonna move between plank and down dog 3 more times. Inhale to high plank, shoulder blades apart, maybe hug them down. Engage pelvic floor, lower belly. Exhale, bend your knees, downward facing dog. Continue, inhale to high plank. Good, shoulders apart and down. Notice that the head is drooping. Try to bring your head in line with the rest of your body. Exhale, bending the knees, downward facing dog. Couple more. Inhale to high plank. Good. Shoulders press apart. Kneecaps drawing up, belly is strong. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then one more. Inhale to high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg backing up. Exhale, right foot forward, warrior 1. Pivot the left heel down. And in my warrior 1s, we always stand with your feet, with the feet hip width. So instead of lining up heel to heel, you're gonna stand a little bit wider left to right. And it's just gonna encourage the hips to face the same direction as the shoulders. So place the hands on your waist, straighten out the front leg, activate the foot lock, pelvic floor, lower belly, and then inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. Good. So take a moment here, stretch up, allow your shoulders to go up as much as they need to, so you feel your triceps activate here. And then exhale, bend your elbows, lift your heart, broaden the chest. Inhale, arms stretch up. And you have 2 options, either keep your arms by the ears or bring your arms down alongside your body. Hinge forward just a few inches here. So as you hinge forward, try to keep the arms nice and the neck nice and long if your arms are down. Inhale, arms stretching up. Exhale, bend your elbows, broaden the chest. Inhale, arms stretching up. Option to keep the arms up or arms down by the body. Exhale, hinge forward just a few inches. Inhale, arms coming back up. One more time. Exhale, bend the elbows, broaden the chest. Inhale, arms stretching up. Good, arms up or arms down to your sides. Exhale, hinge forward just a few inches. Inhale, coming back up. And now this time, bring your palms together. And then bring the thumbs to the base of your skull. So your elbows are going to come about shoulder width. Hands are going to be in prayer position, the thumbs to the base of the skull. On your inhale, lift your elbows up. It's kind of like you're creating traction in the neck a little bit as you pull the elbows up. It's going to feel like you're lengthening the back of the neck as you come into a gentle back bend. One more cycle of breath here. Keep rooting down through both legs as you draw the elbows up. Nice. On your inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Good. So if you have blocks, you can grab your blocks and put them underneath both hands now. Otherwise, come onto your fingertips. On your inhale, bend your front knee, stretch your heart forward. Exhale, forehead to the knee, round your spine and tuck it in. Inhale, bend the front knee, stretch your heart forward. Exhale, forehead to that front knee. One more time, inhale. Exhale, pressing the front knee back. And then one more inhale. This time stay here as you inhale. Bend your front knee, lengthen the spine, and then sweep your right arm up to the ceiling. Good, stay here a couple of breaths. Now, first priority when you're doing a revolved triangle is to make sure your spine is long. So that means that you're gonna bend the front knee as much as you need to so that you can lengthen the spine. Once you have that, then you can go ahead, begin to press that front knee back. Good. One more cycle of breath here. Nice, and I think, Sarah, you might be, we want to twist toward the body. So twist, yeah, there you go. But it's okay, whichever you can do, yeah, good. Very nice. And then on your next exhale, right hand down. Engage foot lock. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. Arms stretching up. Good. And then exhale, hands come down. Inhale to high plank position now. If this is a lot today, you can go ahead and drop down to the knees. Otherwise, in your high plank again, separate the shoulder blades, hug them down. Stay here as you inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog. Bend your knees a lot, send your hips way back. Inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, left foot forward, warrior one. Pivot the right heel down. Inhale, arms stretch up. Good. Now if you need to, let's go ahead and do this. Hands to your waist. Straighten out the front knee. And activate the foot lock. And just make sure, again, your feet are separated left to right, about hip width. So engage foot lock, engage pelvic floor, lower belly, bending the front knee now. Inhale, arms stretch up. Nice. So you might find you don't go as deep as you normally would in your warrior one in the hips, that's fine. Exhale, bend the elbows, broaden the chest. So when we have our locks on, it prevents us from going for a full range of motion, and that's okay. Inhale, arms stretch up. Option to keep the arms up or down by the body. Exhale, hinge forward. So keep foot lock on, pelvic floor lock on, lower belly lock on. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, bend the elbows, broaden the chest. Inhale, arms stretch up. Option to keep the arms up or arms down to your sides. Hinge forward just a few inches. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, bend the elbows, broaden the chest. Good. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale as you hinge forward. Inhale, coming back up. Bring your hands to prayer position. Cross your thumbs, and if you can remember, opposite thumb on top. Bend the elbows, thumbs to the base of your skull. Bring your elbows toward each other. Gently pull the elbows up. So it feels like you're lengthening the back of the neck here. Good. As you pull the elbows up, notice the legs keep rooting down through both feet. Good. One more cycle of breath here. Very nice. On your next inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Keep your legs in your warrior one position. Inhale, stretch your heart forward. If you need blocks and you have them, you can put them under your hands. Exhale, forehead toward your front knee. Begin to press your front knee back here. Couple more. Inhale, bend the front knee, stretch your heart forward. Exhale, forehead to the knee, pressing the front knee back. Inhale, stretching the heart forward. Exhale, front knee presses back. Last one, inhale. And now as you lengthen the spine, keep the front knee bent. Stretch the left arm up. So we want a lot of length in whatever part of the spine that we're rotating. So we're rotating the middle and the upper spine. You want to really lengthen that first. Once you have that, then begin to press your front knee back. And then we're twisting toward the body for this one. Good. Few breaths here, breathing in and out through the nose, and just noticing what the breath feels like in this pose. Good. One more cycle of breath here. Very nice. And then on your next exhale, right hand down. I'm sorry, left hand. Oh, would you? Yeah. Left hand down. Exhale, inhale to high plank position. Good. In your high plank, staying here. Now, if you need to, you can drop down to the knees. Otherwise, in your high plank, we're going to get ready to do Twizzlers. So keep your feet a little bit wider than the hips. You're going to stay with the shoulder blades apart, hugging down, head in line with the rest of your body. Now, keep your locks on. On your exhale, bring the heels to the right. So we're simply spinning the heels down. Your body is going to face down, but the legs are facing to the side like you're doing side plank. Inhale to high plank. Exhale, heels to the left. Inhale back to high plank. Exhale, heels to the right. Inhale back to high plank. Exhale, spin the heels to the left. Inhale back to high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bending your knees. Activate the hands and send your hips way back. And then again, feel free to pedal out the feet. You can shake the head yes and no, look left, look right. Good. Awesome. All right, and then on your next inhale, come forward and come onto your belly. So if you need to, you're gonna come to tabletop position instead, okay? Otherwise, come onto your belly, hands underneath the shoulders, elbows hug your body. Good variation for this. If you're not on the belly, if you're in tabletop, you can do your bird dog pose, right? So feet hip width, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, shoulders come back, pelvic floor active, draw the knees up. Inhale as you raise the torso. Exhale as you lower. Slide the wrist back a few inches. Inhale as you lift. Make sure your pelvic floor is active and your kneecaps are drawing up here. This is going to activate the lower part of your body. Exhale as you lower. Slide the wrists back so they're underneath your elbows. Again, kneecaps drawing up, pelvic floor active. Inhale, push all the way into upward facing dog. Now, if this is a lot today, keep the knees down. Otherwise, kneecaps draw up, pelvic floor active. And just like we did in your cobra, shoulders slide down. One more cycle of breath here. Exhale to downward facing dog. Walk your hands forward a few inches. Bending your knees. So take a moment here. Check in with your hands again. Anytime in down dog, your hands are the first priority because they're doing most of the weight bearing here. So you want to make sure that you have a good position and the weight is distributed from the wrists. So if you don't activate hand lock, what's going to happen is that all the weight's going to go into the wrists and our wrists are not meant to take that much weight. Okay, so make sure you're pushing down through base of the fingers, gripping the floor with the fingertips. Both arms evenly working. So notice if one arm likes to do all the work, just like the legs, you tend to have imbalances in that area. So activate both arms, bend your knees, send your hips way back, and then press the heels down. On your next exhale, look between your hands, step your left foot forward and the right foot forward. Inhale as you lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale as you forward fold, bending your knees, belly touches your thighs. Inhale as you come up all the way, circle the arms out and up. Good. And then exhale, arms come down. Very nice. So again, bring your feet together side by side. Root down through the feet, the pelvic floor, and the lower belly. So we're going to do half moon series. And what I'd like you to focus on specifically is the 3 lower locks. So all 9 points active, pelvic floor active, lower belly active. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Interlace your fingers and stretch your index fingers up to the ceiling. Keep stretching all the way up here. So notice again, foot lock on, pelvic floor lock on, lower belly lock on. Inhale, stretch all the way up until you feel your biceps squeeze your ears, let the shoulders go up. Exhale, bump your hips to the right and keep stretching up toward the ceiling. Now, it does not matter how deep you go. I'd like you to focus more on the lengthening and stretching of the spine rather than the bending of the spine. The bending of the spine is going to happen naturally the more that you bump your hips to the right. So as you bump your hips to the right, you're going to think about keeping all 3 locks on. And that is what the true challenge is of this pose, is can you keep your locks on so you can maintain space in the spine. Slowly coming back to center, inhale, stretch up. Good. And then exhale, bump your hips to the left. Keep stretching up toward the ceiling. So this is one of those poses where we are strengthening and we are stretching at the same time. So a lot of times people think of this, oh, okay, I'm going to stretch. I'm going to try to stretch as deep as you can. That's fine. But you can actually take advantage of the strengthening aspects of the pose if you can make sure that you are activating your locks. So that means that the feet are active, pelvic floor active. As you draw the pelvic floor up, you're going to feel your butt muscle squeeze, and that is very good, and that is appropriate. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, arms come down to your sides. All right, prepare for back bend. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Interlace your fingers just like you did. Index fingers pointing up. Opposite thumb on top if you can remember, so probably the more awkward grip. Inhale, stretch all the way up. And again, feet, pelvic floor, lower belly active. Inhale, stretch the heart up. Squeeze the legs together. And then back bending, send your hips forward and lift your heart. So maybe instead of thinking of this as a back bend, think of this as a front side stretch. So you're gonna feel everything stretching from the knees all the way up through the armpits and the triceps. Keep the feet active here and think about lifting the heart up and the back of the ribs up. One more cycle of breath here as you press your hips forward, stretching your arms up. And then inhale, coming back to center. Preparing for forward fold, bend your knees, belly touches your thighs. And then for here in the forward fold, Sandy, you can keep the feet wider than, a little bit wider than the hips. And then go ahead and bring belly toward your thighs, scoop up your heels from behind, all 10 fingers pointing forward, elbows hug behind the legs. On your inhale, pull on the legs, lift your hips up. If you can't reach the heels, grab the ankles or grab the calves here. So this is an active forward fold, which means that you want to keep that sense of compression. So what's going to help you to compress is if you work on bringing the elbows together, keeping your chest glued to your thighs. Think about lifting the hips up with the belly glued to the thighs. Nice. One more cycle of breath here. Soften the face, unclenching the jaw. Good. And then on your next exhale, release the hands. Inhale as you lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale as you forward fold, softly bending the knees. And then inhale, coming up all the way, circle the arms out and up. Good. Exhale, arms come down to your sides. Very nice work, everyone. Good. All right, feet together side by side. Preparing for a chair twist. So anytime the legs are side by side, in addition to activating the locks, you can squeeze the legs together. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. And then sit the hips back into chair pose. And bring your hands to heart center now. So sit the hips way back. On your exhale, twisting to the right. Connect your elbow, your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you twist. Now this is a lot today. Maybe the elbow doesn't touch. And you can just come back to that first position with your chest higher, and you can grab the knee with your hand instead. Stay here as you inhale. Some of you, if you want, you can stretch the right arm up to the ceiling. Maybe bring the right arm behind the back of the spine, and then bring your left hand into heart center. One more cycle of breath here. And then inhale, right arm up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, back to chair pose, arm stretch up. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale as you halfway lift. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale, coming up all the way, circle the arms out and up. Exhale again, chair pose. Hands to heart center. Right elbow to the outside of your left knee. You can either stay here, or you can lift your chest up and twist. So you can grab the hand, grab the knee with your hand. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you twist. Option here, bring your left arm up, take it behind the back in a bind. Good, and then the right hand comes to heart center. Stay here as you inhale. Exhale as you twist a little bit deeper. One more cycle of breath, inhale. Exhale as you twist. Inhale, right arm up, left arm up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, back to chair pose. And then press up, hands to heart center. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Exhale, bend your elbows again, send your hips forward. So draw your kneecaps up here. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, bend your knees forward, fold. Inhale as you lift up halfway. Exhale, step it back to high plank position. In your high plank, staying here. Now, if you need to, you can drop down to the knees, cross your ankles, lift your feet up. Okay, so this is a half plank position. Otherwise, keep your kneecaps up. Make sure the shoulder blades are apart, hugging down. Make sure pelvic floor is active. Shift your whole body forward. And now elbows bend back just 1 inch. Inhale to upward facing dog, heart forward. Some of you can bring your kneecaps up. Make sure the shoulders are sliding down toward the hips. Exhale to downward facing dog. Bending your knees, send your hips way back. Good. All right. And then inhale, right leg back and up. Exhale, bend your right knee, flip the right hip up to the ceiling. Circle the right foot around a few times in one direction. And then the other direction. Good. Inhale, right leg back and up. Exhale, right foot forward, high lunge. So coming to your high lunge position, right foot and the left foot, again, are staggered left to right hip width, so you don't want to be on one line. Take a moment here, and then slide your right heel underneath the right knee, and stretch the left leg back completely so that it is straight. Make sure all 10 toes are pointing forward, and then on your exhale, slowly lower the left knee, and then inhale, draw up the left knee. Couple more, exhale, lower. And then inhale as you lift. And as you lift, draw the left knee up toward your thigh bone so much that you feel the quadricep activate. Exhale as you lower. Continue, inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. And then last one, inhale as you lift. Keep your kneecap drawing up. And now lift your hips up higher than that front knee. So you're gonna make sure the hips are not sinking below that front knee. On your inhale, activate your locks. Foot lock, pelvic floor lock, lower belly. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up, high lunge position. So this is gonna help you to maintain a much more stable base when you have your locks on and when you have your back leg straight. Good, stay here as you inhale. Stay here as you exhale. One more cycle of breath, inhale. Good. And then exhale, hands come down to the floor. Come onto your fingertips here. One more time, inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, right arm stretches up. Good, so high lunge twist here. Stay here as you inhale. Stay here as you exhale. One more cycle of breath, inhale. All right, option now to come into side plank. So left hand comes down to the floor. Pivot onto the edge of your left foot and step your right foot back into full side plank. If this is a lot today, drop your left knee down into modified side plank. If you're modified, make sure everything's in one line, hand, shin bone, heel, and heel. If you're in full side plank, and it's tough to stagger the right foot in front of the left, you can go ahead. If it's hard to stack the feet, you can stagger the feet. So one foot in front of the other. Make sure kneecaps are drawing up. Pelvic floor is active. Hips are squeezing together. One more cycle of breath here. And then exhale, hand down. Inhale to high plank position. Exhale to downward facing dog. Bend your knees a lot, send your hips way back. Inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, bend your left knee, flip it up. Circle the left foot around a few times in one direction. And then the other direction. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot forward, high lunge. So again, set up your front foot so that the heel is underneath the front knee, and then your feet are staggered hip width. Come onto your fingertips now. On your exhale, right knee comes down. Good. Inhale, right knee lifts up. Now, for Sandy, if you need to, you can come to lizard. I apologize for not saying that for the first set, but the belly is kind of, in the way. And lizard in place of lunge is always a good modification. Exhale, drop the right knee down. A couple more. Inhale, right knee draws up so much you feel the quadricep activate. Exhale as you lower. Continue. Inhale, right knee draws up. Exhale as you lower. And then one more. Inhale, right knee draws up. Lift your hips up higher than that front knee. So you're not going to sink into that hip joint. You're actually lifting up out of it. Keep that back knee nice and straight. Foot lock, pelvic floor locks are on. Inhale, arms stretch up to high lunge position. And I'm going to guarantee you that you are going to feel way more stable when you have your legs active. So sometimes people have the temptation to bend that back knee, but see if you can draw the back knee up even higher if you can. So hips, yes, that's it. Good. It's going to take more effort, but you're now recruiting all the muscles around your hips. One more cycle of breath here, right knee drawing up. And then exhale, hands come down. Preparing for your high lunge twist. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist to the right. So challenge yourself now. See if you can stay on the right fingertips instead of putting all the weight into your right hand. Good. Both legs nice and active here. Few more breaths. Soften the face. Very nice. All right. So option to come into side plank now. On your exhale, go ahead and place your left hand, so I'm going to place the left hand on your waist momentarily. Roll onto the edge of your right foot and step your left foot back so that you're in a side plank, stacking the legs. If this is a lot today, drop the right knee down. Otherwise, stack the feet, or you can stagger your left foot in front of the right. Wherever you are, the key here is to activate your pelvic floor, lower belly locks. That's the part of the body that's going to want to fold. So whether you are in modified or you're in full plank position, kneecaps draw up, pelvic floor active, lower belly active. One more cycle of breath here. Good. And then on your next exhale, hands come down. Inhale back to high plank position. Stay here in high plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Keep bending your knees, sending your hips back. Good. All right. On your next exhale, look between your hands, step the right foot forward and the left foot forward. Feet hip width, inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale as you forward fold, bend the knees. Inhale as you come up all the way, circle the arms out and up. And then exhale, arms come down to your sides. Very nice. Okay, so step your feet about 4 feet apart and bring your hands to your waist now. Good. All right, and turn the right toes out. So we're gonna come to a triangle position. And for whenever the body's facing the side, you wanna make sure your feet are actually in one line. So you're actually not staggered like when we're facing the front. So front heel lined up to the arch or to the back heel. So if you have hyperextended knees, you might need to bend that right knee a little bit. Otherwise, activate both feet, engage pelvic floor, lower belly. Inhale, stretch the arm out. And then exhale, tilt the arms, right hand to your thigh, left arm up. Keep stretching the left arm all the way up. Actually, I'm gonna mirror you guys. So stretch the left arm all the way up. And then exhale, stretch up and over. Good. So as you stretch up and over, turn your head up. Now challenge yourself as you move the top arm, try to keep your top arm as straight as you can, okay? So you're gonna feel especially drawing the elbow up, engaging your tricep. Inhale, turn the head up. Exhale, left arm behind your back so the body stays in the side bend, and then look down to the floor. Inhale, sweep the left arm all the way up and over, looking up. Challenge yourself to keep your left arm straight. Exhale, left arm behind the back and looking down. Continue, inhale, left arm over the head, looking up. Exhale, left arm behind the back, looking down. And then one more, inhale, left arm over the top of the head, staying here. Good. Beautiful. All right, and then coming back to your warrior two. If you need to, you can separate the feet a little bit wider. Flip the front palm, stretch the right arm up. Sorry, did I say, yeah. Stretch the front arm up and then reach back. Yes, right arm up. Stay here as you inhale. Stay here as you exhale. One more cycle of breath, inhale. Hold here as you exhale. All right, inhale back to warrior two. Stretch both arms up now. Challenge yourself to keep both arms straight. Keep your lower three locks on, and this is gonna be, you know, the make or break. If the locks are on, it's gonna be hard to support the upper part. So activate feet, pelvic floor, lower belly, and with your arms straight, hinge to the right. So you're gonna bend the right knee a little bit more, and hinge, but stretch. Keep stretching up toward the ceiling. Some of you might be able to turn your head up to your left, so whichever position, either forward, down, or up. One more cycle of breath here. This is a lot today. Set the bottom arm down. Good. Slowly back to your warrior two. And then bring your left hand to your waist, flip the right palm. We're praying for a half moon. You need to scoot your right foot in toward the center of the mat, because in case you have something in front of you, go ahead and do so. So shift the weight to your right leg. Extend that back leg and slowly hinge down. So if you have the block, you can put a block under your right hand. If not, my recommendation is to come onto your right fingertips. So wherever you are, activate the back leg and lift that back leg as high as you can go. Keep your left knee drawing up, and then maybe some of you can stretch your left arm up to the ceiling. Good. You can really balance here, turn your gaze up. One more cycle of breath here. And then slowly coming back to your warrior two. Stay here as you inhale. Stay here as you exhale. And then turn the right toes forward, arms stretch up. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale as you halfway lift. Exhale as you forward fold. Couple more. Inhale as you halfway lift. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale as you halfway lift. Exhale as you forward fold. And then come up all the way, circle the arms out and up. Exhale, arms come down to the sides. Turn the left toes out now. And again, line up front heel to the back heel or front heel to the back arch. Good, stretch the arms out. Micro bend that left knee if you need to. And then just tilt the arms, left hand down, right arm up. Inhale, stretch up. All three locks are on, foot, pelvic floor, lower belly. Stretch up and over. And especially as you move the upper half of the body, it's even more important that you have your locks on, okay? Because that's like the roots. Those are the roots of the body. We don't want the whole tree to come up. So keep the legs rooting down. Inhale, turn your head up toward the right. Exhale, sweep your right arm behind the back, looking down. Inhale, right arm over the head. Challenge yourself to keep your right arm straight as you look up. Exhale, right arm sweeps behind the back. Once the arm gets behind the back, yes, you can bend the elbow into a bind and looking down. Inhale, right arm over the head. Exhale, right arm down, looking down. One more. Inhale, right arm sweeps up and over. Good. All right, and then exhale, right arm behind the back. Good. All right, and now inhale, right arm up. Exhale, back to warrior two. Reverse, flip the front palm, stretch up, and then reverse. So think about lifting up and then reaching back. Anytime we back bend, and in fact, anytime you stretch the spine, whether back bending or side bending, or twisting, you always want to find length in the spine. So that's going to ensure that we're not creating friction in the moving parts, which are the vertebrae. Good. One more cycle of breath here. And then slowly back to warrior two position. Okay. Inhale, stretch up. Nice straight arms. Activate your lower locks. That takes precedence over anything else. So keep them active and then hinge to the left. So you're going to hinge a little bit, bend that left knee a little bit more so you can maintain length in the spine. Back leg is nice and strong. If it doesn't feel good in the neck to look forward, you can look to the right, you can look down. This is a lot today. You can bring the left arm down to the left leg. Couple more breaths here. Soften the face, unclenching the jaw. Good. And then slowly back to your warrior two. And then bring your right hand to your waist. We're praying for half moon. Shift the weight to your left leg. Activate and extend the back leg. And slowly start to hinge down in one piece. So if you need it, you can grab your block. Make sure the block is lined up with your pinky toe, not with your big toe. And then extend that back leg as high as you can go, like you're going to karate kick the ceiling. Good. Heel the right shoulder back, and maybe the right arm stretches up. Good. you have hyperextended knees, you can micro bend that standing knee. One more cycle of breath here. Very nice work. All right, and then slowly coming back to your warrior two position. Stay here as you inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale to high plank position. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then child's pose. Wonderful work. If you need to at any time, you can bring your arms back to the sides in your fetal position, child's pose. Good. You're always welcome to take as many breaks as you need to. All right. And then make your way back to tabletop position. And bring your elbows down onto the floor. So coming to dolphin arms now, bring your elbows about shoulder width, interlace your fingers, and seal up your palms here. Okay, so anytime you're in a dolphin, I'm gonna invite you to always come to a sealed palm position. So this is gonna be a good setup later if you wanna do headstands or anything else, but keep the palms sealed. All right, send the shoulders up to the ears and sink your heart down. So shoulders come up and toward the back of the body. Tuck your toes and lift your knees up and send your butt back. So with your knees bent, take a moment and notice your weight distribution across both elbows. So it might become even more apparent now where the imbalance is in the shoulders. So if one shoulder wants to do a lot more, try to even out the work across both shoulders first with your knees bent. Now, when you have the weight evenly distributed, send your hips back, keep the knees bent, both elbows, both forearms working evenly. So if one arm is working a lot harder, then the corresponding muscles up through the upper back are also, that side's gonna be working harder than the other. So you're gonna feel it. Once you start to recruit both arms, you're gonna feel upper back muscles start to even out. So keep the knees bent, send your hips way back. Don't worry about how deep you can bend here. So hips go way back, chest toward your thighs. Don't worry about how deep you can send your hips back, how deep you can straighten your legs, actually. You do want to send your chest toward your thighs, but it's okay if there's a big bend in the knees. So once you have that, begin to press your thigh bones back. One more cycle of breath here. Good. All right, and then exhale as you release, back to child's pose. Arms come down to your sides, palms facing up. So some of you have been practicing engaging your locks for a while. That's the first stage. So we always start from the ground up. Once you're proficient in feeling the locks in the lower locks, then you can start to work on strengthening the upper back, okay? Or the upper part of the body and the shoulder girdle. So start from bottom, work your way up. Foot lock, pelvic floor lock, lower belly. Once you're good at that and you feel comfortable, then we start to work a little bit more on the shoulders, okay? All right, so we're going to now do some side planks with dolphin position arms, or well, not really dolphin arms, but on the elbows. So go ahead and come to your elbows one more time. And this time, you're gonna bring your forearms together like this on the floor. Okay, so it's gonna look like this. So instead of your hands interlaced, spin your forearms to touch each other. Forearms are gonna be parallel to the front of the mat. And on your inhale now, go ahead and stretch your legs back. Good, so dolphin plank with your forearms parallel to the side, to the front of your mat. Now you can either stay here, separate the shoulder blades, or keep your feet wider than the hips. And now we're gonna side plank. On your inhale, roll to the right and stretch your left arm up. And then bring your left elbow down, coming back to center. Exhale, roll the heels to the left, stretch your right arm up. Make sure the hips don't droop down to the floor. The same principles apply. Pelvic floor lock on, lower belly lock on. Exhale, right elbow down, one more set. Inhale, roll to the right, left arm stretches up. Good. Exhale, left elbow down. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, roll to the left, right arm up. Exhale, right elbow down. Stay here as you inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then go ahead and sit the hips back. Feel free to relax your arms alongside your body here. So I got that sequence from this yoga teacher named Cicely. Forgot her last name, but she has a really good account on Instagram called Yoga Detour. So if you're interested in checking her stuff out, very good. All right, and then go ahead and make your way to downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet a little bit. Shake out your head, yes and no. Good. Okay, and then go ahead and make your way onto your belly. All right. Now, preparing for boat pose, bring your knees and feet about hip width. Place your hands behind your thighs. First and most important principle of boat pose is that you want to make sure your pelvic floor lock and lower belly lock on. So this is going to help us to maintain a neutral spine when we start to lean back. Typically what happens is if people aren't aware of that, then if the belly is soft, the spine will come out of its natural curves. So it'll come into the C curve. So we want to maintain natural curvature, lengthening of the spine as we go into boat. Pelvic floor lock on, lower belly lock on, grab behind your thighs. Inhale as you lean back. So stage 1 or stage 2, flex your feet, lift your feet up just an inch. Check in with your locks one more time. Stage 3, you can lift your feet up so your shin bones are parallel to the floor. Check in with your locks. If you lose your locks and you come into C curve, it's better to just go back to a previous stage. And then stage 4, you can go ahead and stretch forward with the arms. Now this is a lot today. Go ahead and grab behind your thighs. Keep your chest lifted. Good. One more cycle of breath here. Soften the face. Unclenching your jaw. If you only feel it in your hip flexors, it's better to keep your feet a little bit low and really engage pelvic floor. That's more important than engaging or lifting your feet up. All right. And then exhale as you release. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Bring your legs together, upward facing plank. Hands behind your back. Fingertips forward or back. If the wrists are tender, you can go into fists. So roll the shoulders up, back and down. Point your toes forward. Inhale, lift your hips up. So squeeze the legs together. Engage pelvic floor, lower belly. Good. See if you can bring your head in line with the rest of your body. One more cycle of breath here as you lift your heart. And then exhale as you lower. Very nice work. Okay. So second set, we're going to do a low boat or a half boat. So bring your knees together, grab behind your thighs. Again, first priority is your pelvic floor, lower belly lock on. Inhale, lean back, and then go ahead and lift your feet up. It doesn't have to be high, but your feet need to be off the floor for this one. So if you can now, everyone's going to release. Stretch your arms forward, stretch your legs forward, either flex or point your toes. And slowly lower down onto your lower back without lowering the legs or the chest. So we're kind of in a kayak position. Stay here as you inhale, and then lean the kayak to the right. Keep your legs as straight as you can here. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, lean the kayak to your left. Keep the legs as straight as you can. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, back to center. Hug the knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Go ahead and circle the knees around. Very nice work, everyone. And then circle in the opposite direction. Good. All right, preparing for bridge lifts. Come down to the bottom half of your mat and bend your knees. Bring your knees and feet about hip width. Flip your palms down now. So if you have any neck issues, if it doesn't feel good in this position when we do this, you can just keep your arms down. Otherwise, we're gonna add arms for this, okay? So on your inhale, gently engaging pelvic floor. Inhale, raise your arms up to the ears and lift your hips up. Exhale as you lower. Good, one more time. Engaging your pelvic floor, inhale as you lift. And as you lift, notice if one leg wants to work more than the other. Try to even out the weight. Exhale as you lower. Turn your head to the right. Inhale, raise the right arm. Turn your head to center, lift your hips up. Exhale as you lower, looking to your left. Inhale, raise the left arm up, hips up, looking up. Exhale, left arm down, looking right. Inhale, right arm up, hips up, looking up. Exhale, right arm down, hips down, looking left. Inhale, left arm up, hips up, looking up. So gaze the center when the arm goes up. Exhale, left arm down, hips down, looking right. Coming back to center, inhale, raise both arms up, lifting your hips up. And then exhale as you lower. Good, hug your knees back into your chest. Circle the knees around. Nice. All right, bring your feet to the mat, cross the right ankle over your left knee, half pigeon, grab your left thigh, and then circle the left thigh around. Circling in one direction. Nice. And then circle in the opposite direction. Good, and then pull in, hold here, circle both feet around. Exhale as you release. Other side, cross the left ankle over the right knee. Go ahead and grab your right thigh and circle the right thigh around in one direction. Good. And then go ahead and circle in the opposite direction. All right, pull the right thigh in, circle both feet around. Nice. And then exhale as you release. Extend both legs out, shake out your legs, circle the feet around. And then a spine twist, pull the right knee up and twist to your left. Stretching the right arm out to the side if you have room. If not, you can just bend your right elbow. Good. I know those of you online, it's going to cut out in about 5 seconds, so just go ahead and finish up your spine twist on the other side. Good. And then coming back to center, pull the right knee up one more time. Exhale, release the right leg down, other side. And then twisting to your right. Stretching the left arm out. And if you don't have enough space, you can just bend your left elbow. Good, slowly coming back to center, hug both knees in. And then feel free to rock left to right a little bit. Good. All right, and then final resting pose. So go ahead and stretch out your legs. Good. If you need to take any other poses, you're welcome to do so, as some of you are doing. And go ahead and find your resting pose. So if you'd like, you can spread out a little bit wider with your arms and legs. If you have lower back pain, you can always come into half shavasana. Good. Slowly bringing awareness back to your body and to your breath. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Good. And then starting to move the hands and the feet. Inhale, stretching the arms above the head. And then exhale, bending your knees. Good. Stretching the legs down, bending your knees. Good. And then rolling to one side. Come back up to seated position. Find that position where you're feeling the sitting bones, shoulders nice and relaxed. Good. And hands to heart center. Inhale as you lift the heart. Exhale as you bow the head. Thank you all for your beautiful practice. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Angie.
You're welcome. So just a quick announcement. I'm going to send a weekly email out with all the Zoom links. So if you'd like to be on that email list, please go to my Instagram link and just on my bio, just click on that and put in your email. And that way I can just send out like one email to everybody and I won't have to DM everybody there, the links. So yeah, if you can do that, that'd be great. Tomorrow we're going to be having having an Enneagram discussion, and it's just going to be a talk. So there's going to be practice. It's going to be at 10 a.m. and then at 5 p.m. we're going to do pranayama with restorative. So if you're planning to come to that, you're going to need like 2 pillows and maybe like a blanket, okay? Or 2 pillows and a towel. I'll send out the information on Instagram. Have a great weekend, guys.
Thank you. You too.
Oh. Ah. Let's see how far.
Bye.
Oh,
Thanks,
Angie.
Angie.
You're welcome. Bye.
Yeah, this
Bye.
is
Bye, Barb.
Bye. We'll see you a little bit later. Thanks, Angie.
Bye.
Having family reunion.
I love this. You guys go ahead and stay as long as you like.
Okay.
I just wanna-
We'll see them later.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good day, Angie.
Bye.